What's up, guys? This is the Honest Outlaw here, and today we've got something pretty special for you. We've got a gun I've been looking at getting for a long time, finally had an opportunity, and jumped on it. This is the MPX-K, the Sig Sauer MPX-K, I should say. This is a 9mm pistol caliber carbine that is a little bit unique and a little bit special, at least to me. First off, these things have been used and proven for a while now. The MPX came out a little bit ago, I don't remember when, but within the last decade, and it is meant to be kind of an upgrade to things like the MP5K. The MPX is not only made by Sig, but it comes with a lot of features right out of the box that I really like. This is the Gen 2 version. There's a Gen 3 out, I believe, that has an M-LOK rail, and it doesn't have a couple of the features that they have previously fixed that I don't like about it that we'll talk about, including the reverse thread flash hider there with a weird pitch. The MPX-K has a collapsible brace system there, which is really nice. I love the collapsible system because it can get smaller than any folding stock or folding brace system because it just fits inside the receiver there with those cuts. That looks really cool. That was one of the things that attracted me to this gun right away. Came with 3 magazines and the Sig Romeo optic there for around $2,000. Good luck finding these days, and good luck finding them for that good of a price. So when I did, I just had to pick one up. Big thanks to my patron supporters there for helping me pay for this. Appreciate that. The MPX is around 5 pounds, as I said, 9mm. Comes with 2 or 3 magazines depending on what you get. Mine came with 3 and I bought an extra one. 30 round magazines made by Lancer Systems. If you're a believer in magazines like I am, and magazines are really important to the heart and operation of the firearm. Sorry, there's a bird up there that distracted me. Lancer Systems making your magazine is, to me, just a little bit comforting knowing they make high quality magazines. Also, a lot of the reviews on the MPX have stated that it is a really military grade style PCC that has really good durability, really good build quality, and overall really good reliability, and hopefully that holds true with mine as well. My buddy Nick, PewView from Instagram, he had a Copperhead, which is a similar gun to this, but a little bit smaller. It has the non-threaded, like 2-inch barrel or something, way too small. This one's got a 4.5-inch barrel, which still is a little short to me, and I'll probably end up getting a longer barrel, spoiler alert, and a longer rail system as well, probably with a tri-lug mount, and it'll probably be from inledwetrust.com, and it might be inside the house right now. But 4.5-inch barrel, which will probably end up switching, not only because it has kind of a weird thread. The new ones don't have that, by the way. They have 1/2 by 28, so don't worry about that. I'm a big old ogre looking guy, so I don't like how close my hand gets. As you can see there, there's not a whole lot of room for my hand in the handguard. On top of that, the 4-inch barrel doesn't do a lot for me velocity-wise that a handgun couldn't do. Something like an 8-inch barrel, double that barrel length, it's going to add a lot of velocity, it's going to add a lot of hitting power to that 9mm cartridge. The reason why they went with a 4 is because this tiny little thing is unbelievably small when comparison to an actual rifle or something like that. You can see my hand here. It's very small, very easy to tuck into a bag, suitcase, something like that. It can be deployed really quickly. And as you can see, with the magazine in place, it takes up a lot more space, but without it and collapsed, it's really nice. Add a tri-lug to that and add a suppressor. You could pop this out of a bag, pop your suppressor on, load it up and go. And I like that concept, and I think it looks really cool overall, and it's a really cool gun. You can switch out the pistol grip if you want, although this one seems to be fine. The new ones come with a Timney trigger. This one does not, and you can definitely tell I got a Timney trigger on the way also. One of the things that I upgraded right away was the charging handle. So I tried to keep this stock for the review. However, I did change the charging handle and I did change the optics mount. The mount came with a standard co-witness mount, and I didn't like that, so I got one of these reptilian ones because I think they look pretty cool and I've never tried them out. And I got a lower 1/3. I like to have a little bit higher up off the gun because I got a big cheek that has a whole lot of hair on it, and I just like to have a more heads-up display when I shoot. Just easier, more intuitive, and quicker to shoulder. I changed the charging handle because, as you can see back here, with the collapsible brace system, it sticks out quite a bit. So there was literally no space to run the charging handle at all. So I went with a Radian because it gives me a little more space. But on top of that, it should block some of the gases coming back from it being suppressed, which I do plan on running it suppressed. It's got a gas piston system in it. It's got a gas system which lowers the recoil of the MPX, which is one of the things that attracted me to it. I shot Nick's Copperhead, and it was one of the lowest recoiling PCCs I've ever shot, and it only had like a 2-inch barrel. So I'm pretty excited to run this one, and I'm pretty excited to turn it into more of an 8-inch all-around pistol caliber carbine. But overall, the recoil on these is very low. The reliability and track record is very high. The price is very high, but it seems to be, at least to my eyes so far, the king of PCCs. But of course, we're gonna have to shoot 1,000 rounds to find out. And without further ado, let's go get it.
Wow. That's a pretty good group, babe.
Yeah. Zeroing optics when you're sick in 20-degree weather sucks.
I'm not even sick and it still sucks.
Because you're a pansy.
I'd like to call it a high maintenance woman.
High maintenance pansy.
Rude.
Them fucking clicks on the Sig optic are not very audible, I can tell you that.
Should have wore wool socks.
I did.
I
have
didn't.
them on my balls.
Okay.
Right there on the money. All right, so one of the things I really like about the MPX that attracted me to the platform is the recoil impulse. You can get a lot of AR9s that run pretty well, a lot of them that are good, reliable guns with blowback operation. This actually has a gas system in it, so it doesn't have a big old bolt moving back all the time to give you more perceived recoil. If you ever fired an AR9 or standard blowback AR-15 and 9mm, they actually have more recoil than a 5.56. Seems to kind of defeat the purpose a little bit, considering that it has less power than a 5.56 as well. So if you're gonna have more recoil, you might as well go with a 5.56. With the MPX, there's a lot of advantages to a 9mm that this really shows. Number one, it's got lower recoil, which is nice. It has a really low recoil impulse, probably the lowest of any PCC that I've tried. On top of that, it has a smaller bolt as well because it has the gas system, so it is a little bit lighter. And also it has all of the advantages of a PCC, so you can shoot steel targets up close, which is really cool. Training is a little bit cheaper, especially now, and just a little bit more fun. As you can see, the recoil impulse on the MPX is extremely light. Guns like the CMMG Banshee also have a fairly light recoil. I think this is a little bit lighter. However, usually they things like the CMMG Banshee have had reliability issues in the past. I think I had 1 or 2 fails with it on mine, and so far so good on the MPX. Hopefully we get to have that low recoil with that reliability intact. On top of that, the Sig MPX also has a really good and well-proven track record. So I like that a lot as well. Shoots really smooth. So one of the things I think the MPX-K would do really well for is going to be a truck gun, or it's going to be a home defense gun. A lot of people don't like PCCs for home defense, but the reality is you load them with hollow points, they don't penetrate barriers quite as well, which is usually a good thing in home defense situation. You don't want over penetration. Also, 9mm hits an intended target full of water. Get what I'm trying to say? Human beings are generally more liquid than they are solid. It usually expands a little more, helps stop that projectile. Again, limiting over penetration. On top of that, the sound out of a 9mm is especially suppressed, very quiet, won't blow your eardrums out inside. That's not only good for a home defense weapon, but good for a potential truck gun as well, or any all-purpose gun. So overall, I think it fits a lot of niches, and on top of that, looks really cool. Shot that one that doesn't fall down a bunch of times.
Don't you hate that?
I gotta move those.
Makes me mad.
All right, you're gonna have to let me know what you think of that there, hipster Jon Snow. And I think you're really gonna like that. At least that's my hope, because I kind of sort of bought that for you.
Did you?
Yeah. It's shooting really well.
Now I'm actually out. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah?
I like it. Except I'm cold.
Yeah, me too. All right, so now we'll try the MPX here at 50 yards. We're gonna push it back a little bit further, but the sun's in our face really, really bad at 75. If we corner over here, we can get about 50 yards without having to shoot directly at the sun. I think that'll give a little better description of what the gun's capable of. All right, and we'll just try to plink around a little bit, see how accurate it is from the shoulder here, or not from the shoulder since I'm using a brace. Hard to tell, optical illusion, but I think it'll still be pretty accurate even though it's got a really short barrel and it's a really tiny little gun. Ooh, you gotta turn the optic down a little bit now because the sun went down. Works.
Did I do that like a man?
You did.
I don't know if I can hit from here, but we're sure gonna try.
I think you can. I believe in you. That little tiny little thing was made for you.
Oh, nope, not those ones.
Relax, pull slow. There you go.
I'm out, baby.
What do you think of the gun?
I like PCCs.
I know you do. You like shooting steel up close, and that one's got really low recoil and it's a tiny little bastard, so I figured it would be perfect for you.
It was a lot of fun. I guess I don't know all the guns that I've shot at distance successfully.
Yeah.
But it always is something with a red dot, so.
First impressions of the MPX-K. I think it's a really good PCC. I think it delivers on the recoil. Recoil is extremely low, accuracy is extremely high. I shot really tight groups with it, and I had no problem even hitting the 6-inch plates from here at 50 yards with the red dot, easy. It's got some accessories that I like, it's got some accessories that I don't like. I like the collapsible brace, that's real cool. One click out like that and you pop it out and you can deploy this thing from a bag or something like that. That's a lot of fun. On top of that, it's really, really tiny and it's really light, something around 5 pounds, even with the optic, making it very lightweight overall. As far as the 1,000 round review goes, we're definitely doing a 1,000 rounds review of this gun. Partly because I think this might be my new PCC pistol caliber carbine competition gun at some point once I get all the accessories in. The overall plan for this is going to be vast, but as far as the gun itself right here, is it worth the money? Yeah, I think so. I mean, especially considering the quality of the shooting performance that it had. It shot really quickly, it shot really accurately. As far as the accessories go that I'm going to do, I'm going to add a longer rail, longer barrel, tri-lug system for my suppressor. I might SBR this as well and put a Mission First tactical stock on this. I do like this a lot and it is really cool and I do play with it all the time because it's really fun. The reality is, not very useful for me. If I was going to use a truck gun, full stock usually works better for me anyway. It's easier for me to shoot, it's easier for my little ogre arms. Plus this stock was even a little bit, the brace system was even a little bit short for my wife. Probably put a Myad grip on here, Timney trigger in it, keep the keep the Radian charging handle, and add probably another 10 magazines or so with Terran Tactical base plates on them. Overall, I like the gun. I like what it can be. It's a whole bunch of money, $2,000 for this. Does it shoot that much better than an X-Star EP9? No, it doesn't. It shoots a little better though, and that's important, especially if you're going to be competing with it, or if you have a ton of guns like I have. How does this compare to the Banshee? Very similar, I would say. I prefer the MPX a little bit. I prefer the recoil and pulse, and I prefer how it feels. However, the Banshee is a great gun, and it's half the money. Overall, if you want to see the 1,000 round review of this, let me know in the comments. It's happening. If you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is through Patreon. There's a link in the description below, along with a link to t-shirts and to a local shelter that I'd really like to support. It's in Ames, Iowa. Those kids could really use your support, so get on there and click that link. Please like and subscribe if you like this video. Please help out your local homeless shelters, and remember to recycle. I'll check you later.